Did participating today make any difference to you?
Well, yes, it did in the fact that it's showing that there's going to be some community involvement in trying to get a better Prince William County and life in the county.
Well, I think that it brought me in contact with people that I might not normally, with a few exceptions, might not normally have contact with.
Yeah, it gives me a feeling that there's other people who are real concerned about what's happened here in the county in the last year or so.
I did come kicking and screaming, but I came I had given my word to 2 friends that I would be here, and I am glad that I did come.
Well, I think so. I had mixed feelings about coming because I've been participating in the webinars, and I'm an immigration attorney working for a nonprofit, and yet even in the webinars it felt like I was the voice of the right, and so I was concerned that it would be weighted far left, and so there were aspects of it that did seem that way, but I think it was a little more balanced than I expected it to, so that pleased me.
What, if anything, stood out to you from the discussions today?
The ideas of people and what they expect of the county and for the betterment of the county regarding the situation that we're encountering right now on immigration.
That there are some people with really strong emotional opinions about the situation and how it affects their lives and the lives of others.
Oh, one of the things we did was a timeline, and people shared different experiences that happened during their lives, whether it was a personal experience or a historical experience or racial experience. My eyes were open to my own prejudices in wanting to label people, oh, she's a racist. So until you talk to people and kind of walk in their shoes, you don't know anything about them.
There's a real diversity amongst opinions of people, and I kind of had a bit of an expectation that we would be a like-minded group, yet we're not.
Did anything surprise you today?
Some folks had differing views, and they kind of changed their views after periods of time of discussing amongst one another. So that kind of shocked me a little bit.
Not really. I've heard a lot of it before. There are differences in how we feel affects our lives, my life in particular.
Well, you're listening to other people's perspective. There's a small group of men there, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male, and it's interesting to hear their perspective and that they recognize that they have always been in the position of authority.
Did you come away with a better understanding of someone else's perspectives?
Absolutely, and I think this has been a very challenging and very rewarding discussion.
There's a lot of reasonable people, and there's a lot of passionate people, and no matter which side of the fence people are on, everyone has a genuine concern about what happens here in the county. So that's something I think we can all share. Our common experience together should be something that isn't motivated by fear, but something that's motivated by the common good for all.
What do you hope might happen as a result of the study circles process?
I'd like to see it continue. I'd like to see more of this involvement of people with different backgrounds that haven't been involved at this time, different people from the business community, the health community, some of the city officials, if you will.
I guess I came, I think, with a different expectation than some. My hope is really more to have people hear each other and to look beneath the belief systems and look at why people's. I was here for the stories and to learn about how people were raised, because that's where our belief systems come from. And if you understand why a person believes what they believe, it makes it a whole lot easier to care about that person and to see beyond the labels.
Well, I think I'm basically a person of hope. Otherwise, I could not have lasted this long in the struggle. But I don't know that I have high expectations. I have to wait and see.
Do you think others would benefit from a study circle's dialogue?
I think they'd benefit in as much as they would be able to get input as to what ordinary people, such as myself and the others in the room, are.
I definitely think so, because we're all busy in this area with families and jobs and everything, and to sit in a room and hear people talk face to face rather than going to a blog and reading what the blog has to say, or looking at the newspaper, or looking at the TV. You're only getting one viewpoint from those media sources. To sit down and talk to human beings, you're getting a full picture. Yes, a safe place to share, and just mind-opening.
I think so. I think if everyone comes in with a desire for it to be a positive contribution to the community, it can be.
I think that this is the way democracy happens. I don't think democracy is something that we do at the vote-in booth every 4 years or every 6 years or whatever. I think that this is, I think that if there is that this is the way it happens.